And welcome back to my channel. We have a very needy Ralph this evening, so he may be present for most of the video. Where to begin with this game week? 9-0 Liverpool, no Salah involvement. Make it make sense. I did not see that coming. I do think from the start, from the get-go of this video, do not knee-jerk reaction. Don't take Salah out straight away. I know there's the whole no Salah kind of campaign going on. I understand it, but look at what happened with Trent a couple of weeks ago. Everyone was getting rid of him. Then this week, bam, one of my top scorers, or the top scorer. Was he? Yeah, joint. There is tons to go through this week, and because we have such a tight turnaround to game week 5, I'm going to discuss my team choices in this video. For my viewers that have been with me since the start, you'll know that I am so indecisive when it comes to picking who I'm going to transfer, and I have 2 free transfers this week, so it's quite the headache. I have a lot of ideas, some are more sensible than others. I will go into it towards the end of this video, but for now, we will have a look at my team and see how I did. I ended on 75 points, which I'm very pleased about. If anyone watched my previous video, you will know that there was one league that I wasn't at the top of in my mini leagues, and I'm now at the top, only by 2 points. We need to keep that consistency going, but I'm very pleased. That is a personal win for me. Edison, interesting, 1 point, not ideal. I think I will downgrade him at some point, and this week I've had a bit of an issue. I really want to bring in Gundogan, but I've already got too many City players, so he was kind of on the cusp of being axed from my team. However, the fixture against Forest, it's too good to get rid of him. He's not doing tremendously well, frustratingly. He started off really well, and then it's kind of gone downhill since then. With Forest coming up this week, Man City's defence is so good, it's a home game. Fingers crossed everything is in my favour for Edison, so I'm keeping hold of him for now. Probably once I pick my wild card, I think Edison will have to move away. Hopefully this week we'll get higher points because one's just not good enough, Edison. Looking at my defence, Cancelo, another 1 point. What is happening to these people? Started off again so strongly, 7 points, 11 points, then blanked. Then 1 point during that game. Now, his points are low, but he's guaranteed minutes. So this again, where I'm considering bringing in other City players. Obviously, we've got the headache of Haaland this week, where he's going to be on rotation, he'll be benched. I think, and judging from what everyone on Twitter is saying, he is safe for this week. He's going to start against Forest, and then Villa, he won't be playing. And whether he starts against Forest but then gets taken off, I'm hoping he'll get taken off once he's scored another hat-trick, because that would be great for my team. For now, Cancelo, I am not panicking about. He will stay put, potentially. When I get through, you will see why I'm not entirely sure, because it is a consideration to transfer him out this week, but I think I'm being silly. So I will look into it, but I don't think I'm going to do it. But if he doesn't perform against Forest, which this fixture should just play into City's hands, then I will have to have a rethink. And at 7.1 million, there are other options out there. So for now, I think he's safe, but not entirely sure. Reece James, there is no way I'm getting rid of him. Number 1, Chelsea fan, have to have a Chelsea player on there. Number 2, just fantastic. I did bring him in on game week 3, and he only got 1 point, but I was optimistic we would go back up. And he got another 7-pointer this week, so that's really positive. And fingers crossed, now we've got Fofana? Correct me if I'm wrong, but now he's coming in. Fingers crossed, this means Reece James will now actually play as a right wing back. Fingers crossed, let's hope, because we know that is where it's his time to shine. So Reece James, very pleased with. Chelsea's fixtures look decent in the next couple of weeks. Obviously game week 8, worrying, Liverpool, but this could be around wildcard territory. We don't know. Everything is so unpredictable at the moment with Fantasy Premier League, so we don't know where we'll be by then. But Reece James, for the foreseeable next couple of game weeks, he is in the team. And then after Liverpool, look how appealing those fixtures are. I am excited, personally as a Chelsea fan and also as a Fantasy Premier League manager, to have Reece James on my team. Trent, yes, this is where, stick with it. 1 point, not great. 3 points, not great. Blank, terrible. Understand, loads of people transferred him out. Stick with them, because you put them on your team for a reason, and they just need to warm up sometimes. 17 points, 9-0, mad. Let's not think about Salah, let's focus on Trent right now. Such a good outcome, such a good result. I was over the moon. I'm annoyed with myself. I didn't even consider captaining Trent because I had lost faith. I hadn't lost enough faith to take him off of my team. So the faith was still semi there. But I am so happy with that. Just to show how much of an amazing game week this was for him, he's had 21 points in total. 17 of them were from game week 4. So hats off to you, Trent. Fingers crossed we have the exact same performance this week. In terms of fixtures, Newcastle could be a challenging one, but I'm feeling good about it. Then Everton and Wolves, brilliant. And then game week 8, Chelsea. Nerve-wracking. So again, may have to rethink around then. But for now, Trent Alexander-Arnold, you have made me a very happy person. Dyer, I am getting consistency with Dyer, so I can't complain really. Another 6 points against Forest, which is really positive stuff. I am not pinned to Dyer now. I don't know if I do need the double Spurs defence. So Dyer could potentially be transferred out this week. I have no urge to get rid of him out of my team as soon as possible. It's more because I have 2 free transfers and I have that really annoying thing. I don't want to burn a transfer, even though I maybe should, but I don't think I will. So I think Dyer will be going from my team this week, but it's not his fault. It's just I need to freshen up. So it's not Dyer, it's me. But I was pleased with him, 6 points, nice and secure. Perisic, another one, 6 points. He's finally playing, he's getting those starts. Am I apprehensive that he's not going to be getting the minutes in? Yes. So that is quite the concern. I am considering at some point bringing in Harry Kane. So maybe he'll be my Spurs player and then I'll have a rethink about the defence. But I am really happy with Perisic at the moment. And also, you shouldn't make your decisions based on what everyone else is doing. But so many people now are wishing Perisic was in their team or bringing him in. So I do feel like he's really useful to keep hold of for the foreseeable future. And now he's bringing in those points. I mean, last week against Wolves, 12 points. Oh, what a guy. He saved my team. I've been very open about that. And again, I held on to him. So we're going to come to Salah in a second. Actually, we'll come to Salah now. This is a good segue. Salah, 9-0, no Salah involvement, concerning. Again, I understand why people would want to take him out of the team. For 13 million, that's so much money for these points. Pizzazz from Salah, something, come on, we need the 17 points from him. Then all of our captain choices will be phenomenal. So that is really frustrating. But let's learn from Trent, let's learn from Perisic. His time will come. And if it doesn't by the end of the season, then everything's broken. I don't know. It's not going to happen. Salah will have that haul at some point. The other good thing with Salah is he's on penalties and you know he's going to get the minutes in. I have players on my team, as I've said, Perisic, Haaland. Well, I'm not entirely sure if they're going to start, not even sure if they're going to play, if they're going to be rested. Salah, you know you're going to get those minutes in, at least for the foreseeable, depending on what happens down the line. My advice is Salah still has the ability to put on a great performance and just absolutely knock it out the park. And for the next couple of game weeks up until Chelsea, the fixtures do look good. Part of me does think where he had no involvement, I mean, he was around, so at least he wasn't just sitting there doing nothing. Where he wasn't picking up the points for the goals and scoring himself, I mean, there were a couple of attempts which we won't go into, but where he wasn't scoring, I don't know if that would just make him hungrier for this game week, so he will get in there and fingers crossed not miss. I understand the frustration around Salah, but I still feel he has time to shine. So I'm going to hold on to him, and it may be the wildcard week that he goes, or it could be before if I'm really tempted to upgrade to someone else. I have had my eye on Gundogan, so if I can sort out my too many Man City players situation, it could be that Salah goes out and then I bring in a Man City player and maybe get rid of Cancelo or something, but I don't know. We'll have a think. Martinelli, another one. An Arsenal man letting me down. 2 points. It's not ideal, is it? The previous game weeks, 8 points, 8 points, 6 points. He's 6.4 million. I don't think that's too horrendous, so I'll let him have an off week. And then the next fixture is against Villa and it's home, so hopefully we will see a little bit more from him. I won't be captaining him, but I am tempted to go with an Arsenal captain, and 3 guesses who? Potentially Jesus. But I'm happy with Martinelli for now, so he will be staying put on my team. Gross, yes. What a transfer to bring in. Pat on the back for me, because I am so happy. I've been raving about Brighton players recently, and Brentford, but I don't have any of those yet. But Brighton players, their upcoming fixtures, look at that. Phenomenal. We love to see all of the green. I'm so pleased with Gross at the moment. But I bought him in, I think in game week 3, and he got me 6 points, so that was positive. And I think, who did I transfer out? Was it Byeee? I think I transferred out Byeee to bring in Gross. Correct me if I'm wrong. Some of you may know my videos better than I do. And in game week 3, Gross did pick up more points than Byeee, so it was a good move. And then this week, 11 points. 10 out of 10 to you, Gross. Jesus. 1 point. Praying for my friends that captained him, because I thought I had it bad with Salah, whereas securing 2 points from your captain is painful stuff. Surprising outcome, I would say. But again, if you look at his history, the first week, everyone was hyped about him. He only secured 2 points. Disappointing. Second game week, hardly anyone captained him. 19 points. So he just pulls it out of nowhere. And where he's had the last 2 game weeks haven't been that good, potentially this week's fixture against Villa could be the one where he absolutely shines. So that's kind of why I'm tempted to bring in Jesus, because I feel as though he has just got so much ready to burst out of him. All of those goals, everything. Jesus will be staying put in my team. And then finally, Haaland, 17 points. I owe Haaland an apology, because last week I was toying around massively with the idea of transferring Haaland out and bringing Tony in. And it really did take all of my strength not to do a last minute transfer on Saturday morning, because so many of you were messaging me, tweeting me and just saying, don't get rid of Haaland, hold off until you hold off getting rid of Haaland, just don't do it, wait, be patient. And I'm so glad I listened to you all. As much as I would love to say I considered Haaland to be a captain, the fact that I was going to transfer him out, he wasn't even on the radar. So I'm not going to beat myself up too much about the fact that I didn't captain him, because the people that got that 34-point haul, I'm so jealous of you. It's amazing. So good work captaining him. In a complete flip reverse to my last video, I won't be getting rid of Haaland. He's staying. We're going to have to sort out the rotation situation, and it could be, again, down the line he may go. But for now, we may even captain him this game week. So see how quickly things can change. I don't really feel my bench is that interesting. There is a lot that needs to be chopped and changed, but at the moment I don't really have a massive desire to do transfers to benefit my bench. My focus is on who is going to play, and that brings me on to my potential transfer decisions for this week. Here we are, back on my favourite website, Fantasy Football Hub. If you've watched my videos before, you'll know that I absolutely love using Fantasy Football Hub to help me with my team. This is actually the My Team feature, where you can put your team in, see your live rank, see your team rating, predicted points. It's so useful. It's so handy to see everything there right in front of you. And there's really good features where you can compare players, compare teams, tons of things. You should go on it just to see it for yourself. There is actually a link down in my description if you would like to check it out, and you can save some money. It's all very exciting. But this is how my team's looking this week. So 93% rating, good. Predicted points, 66. And that's my live rank. Woohoo! Again, I said that I'm not going to rave about my rank, because I'm sure I'm going to go back into the millions at some point. But I am very happy with where I am so far, so let's enjoy it while it lasts. My first thought when I was thinking about transfers is to bring in Gundogan. Because he has been benched already, I assume that he's going to start in this game week, and then I had it in my head that I wanted to make him my captain, and I got carried away with wanting him on my team. I have many things against me. 1, the finances, and 2, the fact that I've already got 3 City players. So in a moment of madness, I was thinking about getting rid of Cancelo, replacing him with Dunk, and then removing one of my midfielders and then bringing in Gundogan. But I think removing one Man City player for another doesn't really have that many benefits, and that's using 2 free transfers when I could probably do with having 2 free transfers next week. So now I'm leaning more towards using 1 free transfer to try and upgrade someone, bring some variation to my team, and then potentially considering Gundogan in a couple of game weeks' time when I've got a bit more knowledge on him, I suppose. So the first option, I think I have accepted the fact that I would like Dyer to leave my team. I feel more comfortable having Perisic in my team rather than Dyer. I'm not sure why, it's just an inkling. So if I remove him, one of the options was Gabriel. So he's predicted 4 points, and I'm really happy with how Arsenal are playing at the moment. However, I have concern about the upcoming fixtures. The Manchester United game, I know Arsenal have been stronger so far, but Manchester United seem to have a bit more of a spark. I don't know whether that's going to continue. So I'm not sure if in game week 6 I necessarily want to have 3 Arsenal players. I don't know. And then I think, am I just doing this transfer for the sake of it? So Gabriel is a contender, but I'm not 100% convinced. One that I am more convinced by, and I have banged on about Brighton and Brentford players. I swear I will get a Brentford player in at some point. I want Tony on my team. Have it here. It's documented. I want Tony on my team. I just have to figure out the finances again. However, I could go for, there are 2 Brighton players, if you bear with me. First up, we have Veltman. Apparently he's been assessed for injury, so this could make things a lot easier for me. So I'll keep my eye on him. The other alternative is Dunk. Here he is, 22 points already. Predicted points, 3.8 at Fulham, 4.3 at Leicester, 4 at Bournemouth. I am so drawn to bringing Dunk onto my team. And if he is anywhere near as pleasing as Gross has been, it will just be the best having 2 Brighton players. I really want to bring him on, so I think that's what I'm going to do. The fixtures, so good. Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, Crystal Palace, Liverpool game week 9. Plenty of time to think about it, it'll be fine. They'll get into their stride, they'll thrash them. No, that could be too optimistic. I think I will be bringing Dunk in. Everything is drawing me to him. Then I'll be able to roll a transfer. I haven't burned a transfer. I do think it's made my team better not having Dyer. The double Spurs defence thing worked for me short term, but I don't know if that was really the approach that I wanted to take. Whereas bringing in Dunk just feels like the right option. And fast forward to next week when I go, bringing in Dunk was not the right option. No, we'll have positivity on this channel. It's a good option. I need to practice what I preach and actually bring in some Brighton players. And then eventually I will bring in some Brentford players too. I am feeling confident about this setup. Do let me know what you think in the comments. There we have it. We have Ralph's approval. He has come to join. After last week's choice going so terribly wrong, but in a way that you couldn't have predicted in a million years, I am going to take some time, have a good night's sleep, think about who I'm going to captain, and then I won't have time before tomorrow's deadline to upload another video, so I will just post my team choice and obviously have my captain in it on my Twitter, which is at Yelena FPL. So follow me on there to see who I decide to go with. Also, in fun news, I have hit over 600 subscribers on here, so thank you so much if you've subscribed. If you haven't, please do, because it is just mad seeing the channel grow so quickly, and it's so great and it spurs me on to make more videos, so thank you so much. And I am on over 1,700 followers on Twitter as well, which is strange to think that that many people are reading my tweets. Do join in on the fun over on Twitter, do subscribe, join my mini league, the code is down in my description, and also check out Fantasy Football Hub, because as I said, there are so many features, so many good articles. It really makes you kind of think outside the box a bit more, which is nice. I get quite tunnel vision sometimes with my teams and options, so as you can tell by my obsession with Brighton and Brentford at the moment, I need to get that out of my system and then maybe look further afield. But do let me know what you think about my team this week. I had some really nice feedback on Twitter actually, with loads of suggestions, again making me think more outside the box. So that's very useful. Thank you everyone that does chip in with their pieces of advice, because it is hugely welcome. And that's about it. So best of luck with this week's game week, and I will see you in the next video.